In other news, the man charged with murder in a fatal shooting outside a Minot bar December 30th pleaded not guilty today. 35-year-old Justin McDermott appeared for his preliminary hearing and arraignment. McDermott is charged in the death of 36-year-old Kenny Javar. In the preliminary hearing today, Elijah Hanks, an investigator with the Minot Police Department, testified on the series of events that night.
So he had advised us that John Doe had been confirmed to be deceased and that he was still on the scene in the back of an ambulance.
McDermott will be back in court for a pretrial conference on May 3rd. If convicted, he faces the chance of life in prison without parole.